Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and I'm in Naples, Florida at the REVS Institute for Automotive Research, which is an unusual name for a car museum. And this one has mostly race cars, and it has some makes that I have never heard of, and I've been in a heck of a lot of car museums. So come on in with me and I'll show you around what this auto museum has. I think you'll find it different from all others. And one thing I've never heard of before is in a museum requiring reservations to get in. Even though there's not a whole lot of people here, they like to limit how many people can be in the museum at one time, which I've already been in and it doesn't look like a problem for me, but they do have this reservation requirement, and if you just show up at any time, you're not likely to be able to get in. So check on their website for that, and which I'll give you the link below. This must be an extremely rare item. Look at the front, those doors. 1914 Rolls Royce, and look at those white wheels. That one and this one don't have white wheels. I like where they keep the spare tire. 62 Citroen French car. This one's got 2 spare tires. I guess they're expecting rough roads. That is a Pierce Arrow. Here's one I never heard of.
Yes. You know why that seems like a horrible idea?
And this is a 1901 Benz.
Well, 37 reasons why. Yes, exactly.
Now look at this. Never seen anything like that.
This is the steering wheel?
Yeah, it was more like a tiller on a boat.
Yeah.
Here's
Here's a Porsche engine. That looks odd to me. Is that the way they make them? 1970 Porsche race car. They've got several race cars here. Wow. And here's a 69 Porsche Audi racer. I've got a bunch of race cars here. Porsche 64. Oh, look at this little one. Now that is called an Elva Porsche.
They have water fountains. I thought we lost you guys. We're way over here.
And the 49 Porsche. Then they got some of the big guys. 33 Packard and a Duesenberg from 50. And this black one is a 39 Bentley. This is interesting. Arbath Simca. Wow, never heard of that. And look at this one. Not restored, but it's in pretty good shape for a 1912. And here's another one. Yellow. Much different model. A 1912 Mercer and a 1920 Cunningham. Man, there were so many auto manufacturers in the early days. This one is called a Simplex, 1914. I don't know how simplex it is. That's a 23 Mercedes. This 27 Packard looks more simplex to me. 27 Vauxhall. This is a 29 Sunbeam. This is a 28 Stutz. Here's a bigger one from Hispano Suiza. It's like a new paint job. And look at this thing. Wonder what happened to the body. Here's a 22 Bentley. Look how long that hood is. Horseless carriage with 2 spare tires. That's an Alfa Romeo. And this is a Bugatti. Now this is an unusual racer. Doesn't look like it, but it's won all but one of its races. Huh, amazing. 52 Lancia. Looks pretty plain, but boy, these are some of the most unusual cars I've seen in a museum. Oh, I like that one. That's my all-time favorite car, Jaguar XKE. This one is from '62. They made some of these XKEs with 6-cylinder engines and some with 12-cylinder engines. And this is the gas cap. And a '61 Maserati. All of these 5 cars are Cunninghams. This black one is a '52 Continental Coupe. I bet this one would impress the lady 68 years ago. Can you imagine pulling up to the drive-in with that? What is this? A 1950 Cadillac? No kidding. Jeez. Well, that's the Le Mans model racer. I didn't know Cadillac entered the racing field. Here's a make I never heard of. Very plain looking car. There are a lot of makes here I've never heard of, and I've been into a lot of car museums. Oh, I like this color. And that is a Ford. Look at this unusual feature. The radiator pointing backwards with a scoop there. Here's a 34 MG. I had a friend who had an MG back in the 60s. Don't know what a year model it was, but that was such a cool car. They were always real little, like 2-seaters. Look at the wheel covers on this 38 Alfa Romeo. And that's kind of an unusual hubcap. They have this Jaguar engine where you can press this button and it shows you the inner workings. How about that? Never seen one of these in a museum. This is the most modern car I've seen. And look at this sleek design. But such a short front. Wonder what that would cost you. I'm kind of amazed at the new things I'm finding in this museum compared to other car museums I've been to. Double tires again. All gray tires. Wow. That's an '08 Mors. I didn't know Duesenberg was into racing either, but this is from 1930. Oh, look at this. A 1930 Bugatti without the body on it. Here's another interesting one. Cooper Climax. And look at this little one. Porsche Bayra. Some of these I haven't heard of because I guess they just made race cars. Like this one too. 1914 Mercedes, and they have to hold the hood on with a belt. And they got something strapped down to the fender here. By the way, these race cars have hand cranks. Most of them have hand cranks like that. And that's a 1930 Duesenberg with a hand crank. Well, this is definitely one of the most unusual car museums I've been to. Especially if you're in the race cars, you would really like it. Good day, folks.